LexAnderson here, Sports Opinion Log, wishing a happy 57th birthday to the GOAT, Michael Jordan, six-time NBA champion with the Chicago Bulls. And you know what? A man that not only was the greatest of all time on the basketball court, but he was the greatest of all time in terms of advertising, marketing, personality. Who didn't want to grow up wanting to be like Mike? But we're going to celebrate the greatness of Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who maybe you may or may not know was actually born here in New York City in Brooklyn. Go through it, six-time NBA champion, 6-0 in the finals, six-time NBA final MVP, most in NBA history, five-time MVP, 14-time NBA All-Star, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, 10-time first team All NBA, nine-time first team All Defensive, 10-time scoring champion, the most in NBA history, fifth all-time scoring list, most points ever, and he is our first billionaire player in the NBA. And again, being like Mike, the Gatorade, the Nike, the Jordans against the Lakers, who remembers the layup, goes up with the right, switches with the left. So many Michael Jordan memories and moments. The buzzer beater against the Cavs, the 50 plus points against the Celtics in a playoff game where Larry Bird said that God himself took the form of Jordan. I mean, like, come on now, folks. And Jordan put it on the line each and every night, each and every game. He was always good for 20 plus points, the ferocious dunk. There wasn't a man on this earth who Michael Jordan wasn't afraid to dunk over. And then, of course, the fadeaway that the immortal Kobe Bryant emulated and added to his offensive repertoire and arsenal. Like, just amazing. And, the 72 and 10 team, it was like NBA royalty. They were rock stars, Jordan, Pippen, Kukoc, and Rodman. Like, it was just crazy. That was truly a fun-filled time. So, as this was all before social media, man. When the Bulls would win championships, I would actually go to the newsstands that would sell the newspapers from other cities and read the Chicago ones. Like, those were some good times, man. Happy 57th birthday, and a salutes from here, Sports Opinion Log, LexAnderson World. But of course, wearing the All-Star jersey, let's segue into what this video is about. And that's about the professionalism and attitude of LeBron James that needs to be respected and most and more importantly, admired. So I'm scrolling through Twitter. You can follow me. Names below, LexAnderson WS on the Twitter. And I came across Kawhi Leonard post-conference. So I just wanted to play a snippet of him talking about Frank Vogel and LeBron getting him involved as he immediately started the All-Star game scorching hot from three. So let's take a quick listen. The one thing that you cannot call LeBron James is a hater. And you know why you can't call LeBron James a hater? Because every time he's picked for his All-Star teams, he always picks people who don't want to play with him. Remember how Kyrie forced his way out of Cleveland? But who did LeBron pick for his team the previous season? He picked Kyrie Irving. Social media was going crazy with tales that Kawhi Leonard on purpose strung the Lakers along and had no intention of signing with them at all, ever. But who does LeBron pick to play on his team? Kawhi Leonard. And you know what? LeBron James in the fourth quarter all the NBA players out there on the floor for the fourth quarter, which again was commercial free. That was such a bonus, to be honest. And you got to see basketball at its purest. The emotions were high, the stakes were high, and these cats, these $100+ million players, were really playing to win this All-Star game. That's because LeBron James was bringing the fire, he was bringing the passion, and he was bringing the will to win. And that's what I respect most about LeBron. So people might want to say, oh, 3-6 in the finals, despite going 8 times in a row or whatever. At the end of the day, that man has accomplished something remarkable that you'll probably never see again, and it still needs to be respected. So you know what? I'm not here to really change your mind because the ignorant sheeple will think whatever the fuck they want, and that's not my concern. But it's to note it, and LeBron James is truly a professional, and most importantly, whether people want to deride him for being 3-6, at the end of the day, he's still an NBA champion, and that can't and won't ever be taken away from him. And I'm sure Kawhi Leonard post game, I could tell in his voice, he knows and regrets that he made the wrong decision by standing up the Lakers and signing with the Clippers because of his need for load management and to take off a shitload of games. I could see it in his eyes. I could see it in his face. I could hear it in his voice. Kawhi Leonard regrets signing with the LA Clippers. And most and more importantly, it doesn't matter what the Clippers do to the Lakers in the regular season, because when the playoffs start and the bright lights are turned on, it's going to be a whole new ball game. And if you don't believe me, you could just go back to last season when OKC 4-0 against the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, we know how that turned out. Well, that's all I got. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're liking this video because it's the likes that keep the lights on in the Sports Opinion Log. Drop a comment below. Do you wish Michael Jordan a happy birthday, or are you a hateful, spiteful Knicks fan that will never forget and never forgive what a former New Yorker did to the team that you love here in New York City? But yeah, North Carolina, you know what it is, Brooklyn, Maine, M6 drop. We're up here in the building. Chris Wallace, thank you very much for tuning in and dropping a comment below. You are greatly appreciated. Golf's conditioning, you know how we do. One of my Jordan moments was that when I worked at the NBA, that player championship rings were held on display, and I was allowed to pull out one of the 6 Chicago Bull rings that were owned by Michael Jordan, and guess which ring I slipped on my ring finger? You guessed it, the ring that had the Bulls head. So you know what? Sports Opinion Log, LexAnderson World, experience it, having had life experiences that far and few can claim to have had. With that being said, signing out. Oh, and by the way, make sure you're subscribing.